Is Del Cerro going mad? Here to give us the skinny, please welcome our Del Cerro community connection and real estate expert Billy Colestock alongside neighborhood activist Mark Rawlins. Fellas, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us. I'm really excited today to have Mark Rawlins come into the studio and talk to you about the Maintenance Assessment District. Mark's been with the community, activist in the community for 15 years, currently sits as the president of the Del Cerro Action Council, and can tell you everything about the MAD. He's been working on this almost for 10 years now.
Yeah. Mark, what is MAD?
MAD it's called a Maintenance Assessment District. That concept was established by state law back in the 1970s. And basically what it is, it allows a community to assess itself above and beyond the current taxes that they pay for their maintenance to improve their community.
So is it an additional tax? In other words, the city normally takes care of this type of stuff, right? You know, the city handles all those things. They tax you, and then they take the money, and then they take care of those items. Under MAD, is it an additional tax to that?
Yeah, so the city right now is supposed to spend X amount of dollars on your medians, open space, your parks. But what they end up doing is go out and get a contractor, get the lowest bid, and they do the minimum. So Del Cerro is an example where it's built in 1957, an older community, a very nice, well-established community, but it looks tired. But the city maintains and does the basic maintenance of it. Under a maintenance assessment district, we, the community of Del Cerro, would assess ourselves. That money would go into the pot along with what the city is supposed to pay into that pot. It goes into a line item on the city budget where all that money stays in Del Cerro, and we use it to beautify our community. That's the medians, open space, the parks. What we're trying to do in Del Cerro is try to mimic the model of Terrasana. Terrasana has had one since the 70s. And if you want to take a look how their beautification is in their community, that's what we want to do for Del Cerro.
And aren't the newer communities that are being built, aren't they all set up this way?
Yeah, so if you go up to 5 or up to 15, you'll see like Scripps Ranch, Penasquitas, and any of those communities, they all have maintenance assessment districts. And what happens is now the contractor puts it in place, they build the homes, people move into it. Older communities, we have to get a petition. 30% of the people need to sign, 30% of the property owners need to sign the petition in order for us to take them from the city council. They vote on agreeing to put it to a ballot, we vote, and then we establish it that way.
And what if someone's watching this right now who lives in Del Cerro who says, hey, I haven't heard about this yet, sounds good to me, how do I participate? How do they get involved?
So right now, I guess the biggest thing is we haven't put everything out yet, but if you went to the Del Cerro Action Council webpage, you get information there. The other way is to call me directly at 619-888-9140. If you want to get involved, I definitely will take volunteers to make our community a beautiful place.
What's that going to take? What is it going to take? What are you going to have to accomplish in order to get this MAD through?
So right now in Del Cerro, there's approximately 2,700 homes or property owners. So I need at least a third of the community to sign a petition. And that's roughly about 800 signatures. Okay. So we need people to go out, go door to door, get those signatures collected. Once we collect those signatures, then the city will do an assessment. And what they'll do is they'll do an assessment on all the medians and park spaces and actually calculate what the money they're supposed to be paying in our community, one. And then secondly, the things that we want to do, what they think that cost would be, that special benefit, the added costs would be for the community. And then from there, they'll put together a ballot, and it'll be a mail-in ballot. And then it's a 45-day open period where you get the ballot, and you have 45 days to respond. And then it's a 50 plus 1%. If it's in favor, it gets in place.
The cost isn't a lot. Now, do I understand it that the city goes in and makes the assessment based on what the cost of it would be?
Right. So right now, here's the thing. When you have, there's the petition that goes around. Right now we're asking, we think per home, it'll be anywhere between $7.50 to $10.50 a month. So that's $90 to $126 a year is what we're asking to assess. Now, some people may think that's high. I kind of think it might be a little high up front, but here's the key. Most of the other MADs are about there or lower. For us, the reason why we have that kind of a range is we have to put the infrastructure in place. We have to have, we want to put in drought-resistant plants. We want to upgrade our irrigation so it meets those needs, get the drip systems in place. All that takes upfront costs. Once that upfront cost is done, then really all it is just maintaining that.
Am I the only one who thinks $100 a year is like nothing? So for something like that?
For the benefits in the community, I don't think that that's a lot of money.
Can we talk about those, Billy? Just in case anyone's scoffing at the $100 a year.
Sure.
What would the benefits be to businesses, homeowners, real estate values? What would that look like?
My opinion of this is over a long-term period, it's going to stabilize the community. It's not going to create drastic increases, but it's going to prevent drastic decreases. If you have folks who have pride in their community, who come home every day, and they see the entire community as a beautiful place to come home to, they're going to take better care of their own property. And then, in turn, property values are going to stay consistent and go up.
Yeah, I tell you, it's funny because it used to be known as East County or something like that.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Drove there yesterday, and it's actually from Del Mar. It wasn't very far at all.
Not at all.
In fact, as soon as you get on the 8, it's like, boom, you're there, Waring Road, and So I think that's one thing that Del Cerro really has going for it. And here's my understanding of what the community would get from something like this, or what a community like Del Cerro would get for something like this, is sort of you put a floor in. Right, you keep it from deteriorating, because that's what you're doing. It may not be a spike in equity like Billy said, but you're going to keep it from deteriorating. So maintaining that, keeping things the way they are sometimes is just as good as making things better, because ultimately, whether you're a homeowner or a business, you want it to be nice. Nice places stay nice, right? And when things deteriorate, that's when things can go south. So I think if I was a homeowner in Del Cerro, for $100 a year, Mark, sign me up. Where's the petition? I'll sign it right now.
It's not. I'm right there with you. I mean, the cost to the benefit is so insignificant.
Starbucks coffee,
Right.
I can't do without my Starbucks coffee.
So, Billy, speaking of Del Cerro and the real estate market, tell us what's kind of been going on, because the market in San Diego has been super, super hot over the course of the last 4 or 5 years. How does that compare with what's happening in Del Cerro?
Well, Del Cerro is no different. Right now, we are in a hot market. We've got 66 properties on the market right now, active. That's between condos and single-family residences. We have a 25 days on market.
Wow.
And selling at 98% list to sales price.
And what's approximately the average price range?
If you exclude condos, we're going to be in low 600s.
So low 600s in 25 days on average.
Right.
Wow.
At 98% list to sale price.
That's crazy.
So it's a phenomenal market. We've had in the last 90 days 114 homes sell. So that equates to about a little less than a 2-month supply of inventory.
Man, that's nuts.
Inventory's low, selling quickly, and you're getting the price that you're asking if you put it at a reasonable rate.
So let me ask you this: if Del Cerro were to get the MAD through, let's say in July 2016, which is the next possible time that it could happen, right? Would it be wise to sell your home prior to that happening, or would it be better to sell afterwards, or is it not going to make that big a difference?
I don't think initially it would make that big of a difference. Yet at the same time, it's a definite selling point. If it's coming, then you're selling the fact that this community is coming, or is going to be enhanced.
Right.
And this action is coming. After it happens, you're going to be selling that. Hey, we just had this in place. And this is only going to secure your equity, your value of your home.
Great stuff, guys. Really appreciate your time today. Mark Rawlins, Billy Colestock, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.